out as well, so that anybody who, gets to watch you later is here. You're here in perpetuity for all the cool things that you're
Okay,
going to
I love
say.
that.
So, yes, I am going to share my screen for just a moment, and then I'm going to drop it off because we're going to continue the conversation. But you should be seeing me right now. Is that correct? And
I am.
all my like, hair done glory. I said nobody ever looks like their LinkedIn profile picture. And this is a great example, right? So, welcome everybody. We are Power Shifts. I am Laura Boone with The Structured Shift, and we are talking today with Yvonne Rosales of Yvonne Style. She is the reason that sometimes I actually don't wear all black and that I will come, outside of my home looking like I'm actually dressed and have like an outfit put together. And she is elevating confidence one outfit at a time. So that's what she's here to talk to us about. We're continuing the conversation from Elevate. If you were at the Elevate conference, she was one of the breakout sessions, small group speakers, and everybody raved about your session. Like
Yay!
truly, like you did the, choose your outfit mocktail cocktail combination. And it's something I've heard about even now, like a month later, that people are like, yeah, she did this really cool thing. So, um,
Yay! That's
yeah,
awesome.
that is something to keep up for sure. So, before we dive in and start talking about personal style in more detail, tell us a little bit about who you are so that we know who we're hearing from.
Okay, well, I'm Yvonne Rosales, and I have been in the beauty and style space for, I don't know, like 30, 35 years now, so a really long time. I started off as a hairdresser, and I still actually do hair behind the chair. And so I do hair, a hair color. I have educated for a hair color company for about 20 years. So color chemistry, color knowledge is like always in my brain. I'm always thinking about color in some kind of fashion or whatever. So, but I shifted because I have kind of always wanted to be in the personal style space, even when I was young. So I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I didn't go that route because I thought I needed to know how to draw. And I was like, and then somebody told me years ago, they teach you how to do that at like school. And I'm like, great, I guess I missed that memo. So,
Good
anyways,
to know.
yeah, good to know. Late, better, well, whatever. But as things go, you change paths and you go in a different route. And I'm glad I did go the route that I have gone in. And I have been styling people forever, just like head to toe, like little hair, makeup, fashion for years and years. So, it's just something that I love doing. I love making people feel good, and I love like wearing clothes that make me feel good. So I wanted to translate that and kind of step out from behind the chair and into people's closets, into stores, into online shopping, and help people with that aspect of style and go from there. Yeah. So that's, and I'm an Arizona native. I try to say that a lot now because
There's like 10. Yeah.
because yeah, exactly. I'm one of 10 people that's an Arizona native. So that's a little bit about me.
I love it. And when you say step into like the closet, I want y'all to know she is not speaking like theoretically, right? Like when we
Oh,
first met,
right.
yeah, like we first met. So we met through a mutual colleague. And the idea was when I was looking for somebody for the Elevate conference, I was talking to people. I said, really would love a personal stylist, somebody who could help us to, celebrate exactly who we are, as well as help us to figure out what shifts and adjustments we could make in order to be even more of our like best and favorite selves, right? And you are the person that I was referred to immediately. They're like, absolutely, you have to meet Yvonne. And I said, okay, cool. And so we got on a call, and it was intended to be kind of just a get to know each other chat. And I think we ended up on that call for 2 hours.
Yeah, we
And
were on for a long time.
we were like everywhere, and literally, yeah, this is what Yvonne had me do at one point. She's like, let me get into your closet. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, take me to your closet right now. And so literally I took my laptop, like undocked it, and we walked, into my bedroom, into my closet. And Yvonne had me like hold up my computer, my laptop. We probably could have like hopped on the phone or something. But anyway, they hold up my laptop so that I could literally show her what wasn't in my closet. So she was doing this like virtual closet edit, which was incredible. And she was actually picking out virtually like, oh, you should put that top with that skirt with those shoes. Anyway, it was incredible. We'd never met. Within 10 minutes, I felt so comfortable and so confident with you that I felt totally safe, warm and fuzzy and comfy and happy to take you into my very bare at the time closet, because I'd like Marie Kondo'd the heck out of it, right? And gotten rid of everything. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, how I'm not your normal case in terms of
Right.
that, right? But it was such an incredible experience. And I feel like everybody should have somebody like Yvonne in their life. Like, yesterday we were at a meeting together and I literally walked up to her and I'm like, does this look okay? Like the outfit. And first you said yes. And then later when I was wearing something different, you're like, fix your pants and you need a belt, So it was so fantastic because it feels like having a professional and a friend. You're both a professional and a friend all wrapped up into one. And I don't think the fact that we've become friends makes that a unique experience for me. I think many and most of your clients feel that way, right?
I think so. Like it's really hard to differentiate. Like I have so many clients that have become friends and enmeshed in like their lives and know what's going on with their lives and um I've seen clients have babies, get married, have babies, their babies graduate, get married, have their own babies and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm old."
Oh, tell you, every day it comes up faster and faster.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. So, and speaking of being old, okay, I'm going to ask you a first question. So,
Yeah,
can I dive in
of course,
to
100%.
asking about style? So, one of the things you and I have both talked about is the fact that we are more mature ladies, right? But we don't feel like it.
Right.
Right. I don't feel my age in any way. And I know darn well you don't either. Or the
Right.
age on the
Uh,
calendar.
the one that's on the birth certificate that tells you that
Yes.
says, yeah, this is the age. I'm like,
That's
really? I don't know if that's right.
I'm not sure that's true. Yeah, like we look at our driver's license and 5 minutes ago it was your like fake ID to see if you could buy
Get
alcohol or
in. You're
whatever.
like, get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like, am I old enough for the senior discount? And in
Yeah.
some places I am.
I
And
know. Isn't that crazy?
I won't use it. But
Oh,
yes.
it's so funny because my husband he's I don't think he's senior discount age yet either, but he is senior discount age at some places. And one of the places that he is senior discount is at White Dove Thrift Shop. And on Mondays, if you go to White Dove Thrift Shop and you're 55 or older, you get a senior discount. And I'm like, oh, I need to take you on Mondays for your senior discount so I can go
Get
shopping.
Yes, get in there. I guess you're right. And I've heard, and I'll stop talking about senior discounts, and we'll talk about over 40, but I've heard some places you can get a senior discount at like 45. So it's getting younger, younger,
Come
younger, younger,
on.
younger. Yep, I'm going to find where that is. So, what do we do by the fact that we're over 40, some are over 50, some are getting, going even further than that.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that we believe and we don't believe, right? Like I don't wear the same thing. I always go, you can't do a style twice. And I know that's not true necessarily, but like
Can't
if
do a style twice.
yeah, like parachute pants. If parachute pants came back, I'm not wearing them again
Oh, I see
because
what you're
I
saying.
wore them back in
You
the
did that
whatever.
once.
I
Okay,
did
yeah,
that
yeah,
once. And I
yeah. Okay,
felt that
got
way
it.
about fanny packs, but now, they're worn differently. So,
Yeah, see,
you
they're
know,
reimagined.
they're
Exactly.
reimagined. Beautiful. So that's exactly the word. So what's one style myth or maybe more that you wish that women say over 40 would stop believing? If I gave
I
you a
think
one.
the number one thing that I would say is that uh I hear a lot, I'm too old for style. Yeah.
Oh, style overall. Like
I'm too old for style.
just
Yeah.
done, give up. I'm just gonna wear a bag like for the rest of my life type thing.
I think that they're more like like, "Oh, that's a great idea, but I'm too old for that style. I'm too old for" not necessarily, yes, I do hear a lot like, "I'm too old to wear this mini skirt or this whatever." Now, that's kind of like that's a personal preference. I don't necessarily think that's a myth because if
Okay.
you feel like that skirt is too short for you at your age, that's just like a personal preference, like if you don't feel comfortable wearing a mini skirt. Personally, I still feel comfortable wearing a mini skirt at 51 years old. So I'm going to continue to do that until I don't feel comfortable to do that anymore. But I think style on a whole, like I'm too old to do that style. I'm too old to nobody cares about what I look like anymore because I'm what,
Yeah,
like that whole trope of I'm too old for this. Like this is stylist for the youngers, And I'm like,
totally.
No, it's not." So,
Mhm.
stylist for everyone, and we just have to figure out what your style is and then bring that out.
And it changes over time, right?
A
Like,
hundred percent.
yeah. But there's still something fun about bringing in little bits of like who you used to be because that's who you like still, still could be. I know that I had, and I'll squirrel, so bring me back if I
Sure,
start
sure,
to go
sure.
too far away. But I used to, and I think there's stages of life and seasons that we go through, and our style or our lack thereof, or our choice to not have a style are very reflective of that, right? Like I used to be very into, and you wouldn't know this knowing me now, but I wore very colorful clothes. I loved, and one of my favorite things is like fun, funky shoes. Like I don't stick to like the style of the moment dictates on shoes and everything. And I always had this closet full of amazing shoes. I might be wearing all black, but my shoes were kicking. Like they were
Mhm.
amazing, right? And then there was a period of my life when life wasn't going in a great direction for me when
Sure.
I stopped wearing the shoes, right? I
Oh,
just stopped and I didn't even recognize that I'd stopped until things started getting better. And I
and then
went
you
to a,
brought the shoes back?
and that's how I knew that I was like coming back, right? Because yes, I went to a conference. I went to this beautiful experience out in San Diego last fall, I think. And I packed the shoes and I all of a sudden literally looked down and I was wearing these fun red boots that I had owned for years, but I hadn't worn in years. But somehow that weekend they had come out of the closet, gone into my suitcase, and made it to San Diego and made it onto my feet. And so there was a long period of my life where I felt like I didn't deserve or I was too
See?
old to have any sort of style. Like that time was done. Right. And then as I
And
started,
now you should be like this. Like
yep,
that's like would me maybe be like myth 1A, 1B is like I'm this age, so I should be like this, whatever this is, right?
this,
Like boring or classic or I don't know. Like any of those kind of like things that we get taught when we're young, like this is what older people do, so I should be like that because I'm this age now and this is what because I get that question a lot. What should I wear? I'm 40, I'm 45, I'm 52, I'm 65. Like
yeah.
what should I be wearing? And I'm like, I mean, my real answer to that is whatever the hell you want to wear. Whatever. Put the clothes on your body. So there's no like at 40 you should do this, at 50 you should do this, at 60 you should do that. Like it's not that's not a thing.
Oh, but we are taught those things,
Mhm.
right? And so you're out there breaking those, breaking down those myths and those
I'm trying
barriers and
to.
those, yeah, yeah. And the people, around you, because you're modeling that, you're saying it, you're out there confidently saying it to people, it's working, right? Because I remember being told, like, by my mother, you're too old to not wear mascara. Like you need to wear mascara when you leave the
Oh.
house. You need to wear lipstick when you wear the house. Leave the house. You're too old, literally told to wear blue nail polish
Oh,
anymore.
you're too
So
old to wear blue nail polish. Yeah, see? So
yes,
like
yeah,
so
you're
there's
right.
somebody getting rid of the fun, right? Getting rid of that aspect of fun in your style. They're trying to like usher that out like you should be more serious because you're
Yes.
this. age. And look, I get it. People are in different kinds of jobs, they're in different kinds
It's
of
fair.
all kinds of different things. Like, I think things are loosening up a bit, but there's always going to be those kinds of jobs, like, banking for one, teaching for another, might be something where you're like, well, I have to wear my skirt a little longer. I'm a teacher,
Fair.
probably like a good idea, right? Not because, not because you should, but because, there's a dress code and there's professionalism and things of that nature. So, you have to find ways around those things. There's all kinds of ways around those things. But if you want an aspect of fun to your wardrobe, you can find ways to do that for sure and keep it professional. And there's all kinds of different ways to do that. But this shooting, no, I'm done with it.
We're done. We're done
Yeah,
with
we're
the
done with the
shooting.
shooting.
The shooting. Our friend Nicole talks about, and other people talk about shooting all over yourself, right? Like,
Yes,
stop
yes,
it. And
yes.
I remember when I was a teacher, the dress code feed. Did I tell you this? The dress
This was
code.
funny. You did. I couldn't remember what you said. I was gonna say it, but I couldn't remember it.
Dress code. Our only dress code was no crack front or back.
Front or back. That was it.
No crack front or back. That was it. Like, and you can't disagree with it. Like, okay, fair.
I mean, that is
It was.
fair. That is fair. Like
I don't
in a
want to see it no matter
professional
what.
setting, like no crack front or back. Like I mean, it kind of covers all kinds of bases, right?
It was
But
very clear.
but
Yeah.
I think that that's a thing that are there some should things that you should do during fashion when you're going for an interview? 100%.
Yeah.
100%, right? Are there some things that you should do at your job because there's HR requirements and professionalism requirements and things like I personally don't have that because I work for myself and wear whatever the hell I want. So it's great. But, people work at corporations. Like
Yeah.
you have to like there are still bankers that I have as clients that they have to wear a over like a blazer or
Blazer.
yeah, like or
Looks
something
like, sounds like.
something of that nature. Having that professionalism of a blazer or a sport coat or whatever, they
Yeah.
have to have that, their arms covered, But that's just you got to follow the rules sometimes when you're in a job. So, but there's ways to keep the fun in your wardrobe if that is your style. Like if you're a very classic person, and not to say that you don't have any fun or whimsy to your style, because you could be a classic person with fun and whimsy. But,
Yeah.
everybody's different. Everybody has different aspects to their style. And that's what I'm here to do is help figure out what that aspect is because my style is different than yours and then whoever else is on here, right? So when people say like I always used to be afraid of being like, oh yeah, like really owning my personal style moniker, personal stylist moniker that I gave myself because, you know, I always felt like, I'm not maybe the most quote unquote stylish person in the room. Like I'm not the cool girl that you see in the magazines or whatever. This is just my style and I love what I wear. And I know how to do that for other people. So I used to be afraid because he's kind of like high school, right? You see the girls that are wearing like the cutest outfits and you think they're most stylish. No, they've just embraced their own style and have really owned it and are just like walking that runway of life every single day. And so when I started to do that, then I felt like, oh yeah, I am the most stylish person in the room. Like no judgment to anybody else, but it's because I've owned because I've owned my style and I'm walking the runway of style in my everyday life.
I love that. And you truly have helped me so incredibly with that just by being you and by me seeing that, right? And with some tips and some guidance and some hints, right? Lovingly shared. Um, you haven't had me like go out and buy a whole new wardrobe, right? Like I
Mm-mm.
have made purchases and choices based
Mhm.
on our conversations, but you didn't tell me I had to like get rid of everything I own and go buy all new things. And you never once had me one, feel bad about myself, who I am, what I want. Like, so many times I've heard from people, oh, you have to stop wearing black, and I'm like, but I like wearing, and I tried to force myself not to wear black, right? But I like wearing black. And so you were like, wear black, do whatever you want. And I do, bags or shoes or different, little colorful pieces with it. But your focus was figure out who you are and who you want to be, and then kind of bridge the gap between, right?
Yep, yep,
Only to make yourself more of what's already great about you. And
exactly.
yeah, it's so cool. And then you began with, I remember sending me a style survey.
Hmm.
And that was really cool because you legitimately, literally had pictures of, who, like, what you find. And it was just fantastic. And it really helped me to clarify. That was before we even started, before we met, and took our closet journey together. But I learned that I'm not a bad person because I don't go for, like, I don't wear a ton of like bright colors and stuff. I know other women who do, and they rock it and they're
Yeah.
so amazing. And if I was judging myself against their style, I would feel, like a penguin or something. But,
Right, exactly.
you
I mean,
know,
it's yeah, don't judge yourself against what like anybody else is wearing. Like I have a friend that has really like she has an amazing style and I'm like, "Oh, I just love her style," but I could never pull it off. Like she's a very big print mixer and I'm not a big print mixer on my own body. Like I don't love it, you know? It's just not something I've ever felt comfortable with. I mix all kinds of colors and different combinations and textures, but the print mixing, the like this with like a polka dot and and another thing and like maybe an animal print, like I feel like she could do all this and it like is super cohesive. It's just not something that is in my wheelhouse, right? So, but she's developed that for her own style, and not everybody wants to do that, and not everybody can feel confident doing that. And if you do feel confident, rock it. I'm like totally rock it. But if you're like, I feel um I feel not myself, then that's probably a sign. That's like a big sign, like bonus tip, I guess. If you feel like not yourself when you're wearing something, that's a big sign that that's probably not part of your style
even if
makeup.
it's what everybody else is wearing
Correct.
or what you've been told you should wear, like,
Correct.
yeah, okay. I used to work for a company that we were required at some points to like wear t-shirts, like
Annoying.
jeans and t-shirts, and I never felt comfortable in t-shirts. And so everybody would be, and it literally changed the way I walked, the way I like carried my body, the way that I like, so much of my capacity was taken up in I dislike how I feel in this, that I wasn't
Yeah.
able to be as productive, effective, or successful. Right? That's how much it can impact us, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, and during those it's like and that those are hard things, like when you have to wear uniform, right? It's like it takes away a lot of decision fatigue every morning about what you're going to wear because you have to wear
fair.
these things, right? So somebody told you you have to wear it, that's what you have to wear. And sometimes there's ways to like doctor it up to make it feel a little bit more like yourself. Like I don't know what that would be. There's obviously rules. Like maybe can you cut a sleeve? Can you tie it? Can you order bigger and wear it like, tied? Or, there's all kinds of other different ways you maybe could do that. But then, of course, there's rules that you have to follow. So, like, you see a lot of people that are like, yep, this is the shirt I have to wear. So it's like maybe you always wear like a fun belt or fun shoes or fun jewelry around that
Okay.
requirement to jazz it up so you do feel more like yourself, because those things I can't really like get around, right? I can't get around like, hey, my company is making me wear this stupid, stupid polo shirt that, sometimes they don't really look good on women, you
Women,
know?
truly,
Yeah, they
it's
don't.
not
And
the cut. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Not
maybe
always.
you can get and this is a very Jennifer Aniston thing to do, but you can get your your t-shirts tailored and so that it fits your body.
I didn't
So
notice. I just put
yeah,
them in the
that's it.
dryer.
That's one way to do it,
One
but
way.
you can go to the tailor and they can, like, do this really nice cut and tailor it, and then it fits your body a little bit more nicely, when something fits your body nicely, then you do feel a little bit like, "Oh, okay, this is going to be okay."
Absolutely. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah. So
That's a
you could
fantastic. Yeah.
So like a lot of these women that have to wear like, I see a lot of these women that work in more men dominated industries like construction, roofing, kind of like that, like electricity places, that have to wear. They're like, "Here is our company logo shirt. Lovely. Here's 5 of them. Wear it." Well, that's really
Right.
great. You don't have to go like buy a wardrobe for work, so that's like a plus. But then take a little bit of money if you like don't love the shirt. Take a little bit of money and go to the tailor and have the tailor like tailor it so that it looks more flattering on you.
Never would have crossed my mind to do that. Like
Mhm.
truly. I love that. So, I know that when we talked, there was one of my favorite pieces of advice that you gave me was tied into like trying out something new or different, or, I want to go in so many different directions with this, but can I share like my favorite tip that you've given me?
Of course,
And
yeah.
then we can, jump off of that. So I had Yvonne got in my closet and, was going through and looking at everything. And then she recommended putting together and talk about, also want to make sure that you talk about the idea that we don't have to have sections in our closet, because I very much did. And you like crossed over sections, like you took a work shirt.
Sections, yeah.
She took like a work skirt and paired it with like a casual, with like a sweatshirt top, and then put a pair of trainers with it. And my mind just went, because it never crossed me to think outside that box. So that's one thing I'd love for us to chat a little bit about. But
Okay.
the holy moly, the best advice, and I've done it now, is when you said get something new, when you try something new, don't wear it for the first time in a high stakes situation, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
said like wear it to the grocery store. And I
Yeah.
was like, are you kidding me? Never would have crossed my mind, because I'm going to save my nice clothes for the day of, but then you don't know. You don't know if
Yeah,
those
then
shoes
you
are going
put
to
the
be
outfit
comfortable.
on and you're like, "Oh,
I don't
I
like
thought
this
this
at
was
all.
gonna go. I thought I was gonna feel a certain kind of way about this." And then you put it on the day of, and then you're like, "Oh,
Yep.
this didn't land."
Yeah.
I'm not
I,
feeling quite right in this. You've got to, test it out. Test out that theory. Test it out going to coffee. Test it out going to get your nails done, going to the grocery store, whatever. Like in a very low stakes where you're not going to really like maybe see too many people that you know,
that's when you
It's
run
like
into everybody.
yeah, yeah, of course. Then you go to the grocery store, see everybody you know. But but you can kind of just feel like, how am I feeling in this? Would I be able to do my speaking engagement or my presentation or whatever
Yeah.
and feel really great in this outfit?
Yeah. I actually got a benefit of that because you told me that. And I was speaking at an event, and the outfit that I was planning on wearing, I wore to the grocery store and realized that my blacks didn't match.
Oh,
And if the grocery store they don't match, they're definitely going to
they're
not
not going
match
to match on
standing on
stage.
stage.
Yes,
Yeah. So you saved me from the trauma of mismatching blacks, which I would have lived through. I would have just
well, of
kept moving,
course.
but would have moved fast. But it was the exact advice that you gave me for that. And then I had another outfit that I tried on, and I'm doing fashion show, runway at the grocery store. But I
Love it.
realized it looked cute and it was so uncomfortable that I was like, I can't wear this. So anyway, I just thought that was
See?
such great advice. So you are full of wisdom. So do you want to tackle the idea that we don't have to have like segregated sections in our closet? Is
Sure.
that an okay direction to go
Yeah,
in?
let's
Because
go.
that was so cool. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what I mean when I say that?
So like a lot of women, and I see this, a lot of women have this is what I wear to work. This is what I wear. I mean, and of course we have like our workout clothes, which maybe sometimes don't cross over because workout clothes. But this is what I wear on the weekends. This is what I wear here. Like you have these like this is my dresses that I only wear to like certain events. Like you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's just like I only wear this for this for this. So then you have this whole wardrobe. So I like to think of somebody's closet, anybody's closet, as a boutique. So that's the way I think of every every person's closet. This is your own personal boutique. So this is Laura Boone's boutique. In behind that door, there's Laura Boone's boutique. And what is in there? Because when you go shopping at a store, you I mean, a lot of people, some people do this, but they like to see whole outfits and then they just take that outfit and then they wear that outfit till they until it dies, right? Like or
Right.
whatever. Like that's all these things are the only things that go together. But that's not true because most of us shop, we get a top. Okay, what goes with this top? And you're kind of looking for a bottom, a skirt, a pant, whatever, right? And so you have all these tops, all these dresses, all these bottoms that you've purchased and put into your own boutique. And so now, how do they work together? Now, every piece is not going to work together because that's not how a boutique works either. Because you go into a boutique, not all the pieces work together, but a lot of pieces do work together. So you have to think creatively of how am I going to put these pieces together? And so when I go into someone's boutique and they have, oh, but I only wear this for work. Well, cross it over into your casual, like cross it over. Because the one question that I get a lot is like, well, what do you wear with jeans? I don't know any of those work shirts that you have, like any of them. They all go.
I think I asked you that
Anything
question.
goes with jeans. Like anything goes with jeans. So I'm like, I don't know, any of those work shirts, like put it over there or like you had this like really cute work skirt with a sweatshirt. Like you look in a
Blew my
magazine,
mind.
that is a style. Like that's a style.
Never would have crossed my mind to put it together. And then when I put it together and I put it on, I was like, this is really cute.
Yeah.
But so you had me like physically put items, and it was very challenging to cross like the aisle in the
Across the
closet.
aisle. Yes.
Like the shirt wanted so badly to stay on this side, and I physically like forced it to go over and hang out with the skirts.
Yes. Yes.
We all made it through alive, but
Yes.
it was really challenging to open that up. And you told me to just like get in there and explore, like to take time. And I actually had gone from, in my mind, I had like 3 outfits. I'd done this complete clean out of my closet. And even with the limited pieces that I had at that time, by you applying this, strategy and philosophy that you taught me, I like quadrupled the number of actual outfits I was able to create.
Hmm.
Right. I mean, it was almost like capsule wardrobe esque. Like
Yes.
all these things appeared that I'd never noticed before. Like,
Right.
oh, I
Because
can
you're
pair
so
this.
used to this only goes with this, and this only goes with this, and this only goes with this.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing like this top. I was like, oh, I forgot I had this top because I have a lot of clothes in my closet. But I'm like, oh, yeah, this top. And then I have these jeans on that have like a red and a blue stripe down the side. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll totally wear that. Like, that's fine. I mean, it's a little print matchy. It's not like crazy or anything, but and then I have a cute little white belt and oh, I don't know what shoes I'll put on because right now I have slippers on. But it's like I I just everything crosses over. Everything crosses over in my world.
I'm I'm really interested in, I mean, we have to break this down into like separate conversations because the whole belt thing, like I, so
Yeah, you
here's,
need a belt, Laura.
you keep telling me I need a belt. I'm like, but I don't want to emphasize that part of my body. So why would I put something around it that's going to like draw attention to it type thing? So what about women who have self-consciousness about specific body areas? Like, do we put a belt around the widest part of me? Like, I don't know how that works.
Well, and you got to think
I
like
guess
I'm
not the
gonna.
widest part, but a wide part.
You're like that's the way.
That's the
You got
widest.
to think that it's everybody is you want to cut your body into thirds. So
Yeah. Okay.
it's thirds. And so it's not half. So where the belt lands is not, it's breaking it up and creating a visual diversion. So you got to remember that everybody's not like, everybody's looking at the whole picture, not that one thing. It's like kind of like when you have like this zit on your face and you're like, oh my God, I have this zit, I have this zit, I have this zit. And then it's like, oh, I didn't even notice it until you literal pointed it out to me. So you put the belt on, and then you have your shirt that is like maybe tucked in, half tucked, or whatever. Your belt is peeking out. It's an accessory. It's not the main show.
And I can wear it to the grocery store first.
Sure.
Try it out and see what I think.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested in that. So, what other things do you hear from women that you just want to like slap them and be like, stop it?
Um, it's a lot of like what I said before, but it's a lot of like, you this is one thing that I was like, I guess this is one thing that has really like become a pet peeve of mine. Um, I cannot wear that color. Like that color is not for me. And or I am, because now this like color situation is coming back, back in the 80s and 90s, everyone was like getting their color analysis, and it was like,
Yeah.
I'm a summer with a this and a da 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 da, whatever, and I think it's all just a load of crap. Even though I love color, like color analysis is real, but like I hate the pigeonholing of you were a summer. Like you might be a summer. Like that is maybe true, but I don't want to tell people where you're this is your box and you have to stay in it, because there's ways to wear things that you like nobody has. Like I don't look the best in green. Like that's just not something I look great in, is green, right? Um a deeper emerald green that has a bit more blue in it looks better on me. So I have a few more of those kinds of greens in my closet, but I have
Yeah.
other greens that don't sit next to my face. Like I love uh like a army fatigue. What is that print called now? It's
Like a
escaped.
khaki
Camo,
or
like a camo print. There we go.
camouflage.
Yeah, so I love a camo print, but I don't wear that kind of like olivey green next to my face because it makes me look like I'm really sick. So I wear it in pants, or I wear it in jewelry, or I wear, that kind of color. I put it in somewhere else on my body, because when I feel like you're like, I'm a summer with a Capricorn rising, then you only stick with the summer, and then that's all. And then what a boring closet that you have. And that's when people become bored because they only have these like things. And I'm like, there's these things called pants. And you can get pants in a deep red and you can wear them. Like it's okay. It doesn't have to be right next to your face. So that's why I don't love color analysis,
Okay.
because I think it makes people think this is the box. Like we're trying to get out of the box, right? And I think it makes people be like, this is the box of colors that I get to
Yeah.
only play with.
100%. Yeah.
And
So
so,
the idea behind it is to like empower, but what a lot of us will do is use it as our permission slip to stay within as opposed to take a chance and get out there and sorry, I interrupted you.
no, no, no. And that's where I hear like, well, I can't wear that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a shoe. Like yellow doesn't look good on like around my face, but I have like two pairs of yellow shoes because I love the color. I love colors, and I love that color, that typical color yellow that's like bright and sunny. And I'm like, okay, well, I really can't wear it next to my face because I do look like I'm sick, but I can wear it in a shoe. I can wear it. It can be a color in a pant. It can be like somewhere in my jewelry. So
I would
yeah,
never have thought of these things.
yeah.
Huh. So if you're going for like somebody like me, right? So when we first started, and I'm still not like crazy girl outside the box, but you know what I mean? Somebody who feels very constrained by their age or their figure or societal expectations or just this history of working in maybe a very fashion conservative from a fashion perspective um world, or a
Hmm.
world where just what you wear doesn't necessarily matter. So over time, you kind of boil the frog thing into, well, nobody around me cares. So,
Right.
I
Yes.
mean,
Okay.
that happens a lot, right? Like,
Hmm.
you work in the same place. And so, I'm kind of listing several reasons why I think people fall into the of not making style a priority. So what are and I have another one too. But anyway, um, what's like, what's the baby step? Like, how do you, like, what mindset shifts do you start with an action? Do you start with a mindset shift? Do you do both?
Um, I think you can start with an action. Like I feel like action always like kind of takes something. Like it's a because fashion style is about creativity.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. So there's and everyone is creative. Everyone is creative. 100%. Like there is not
Yeah.
one person that I have met that doesn't when people say like, "Oh, I don't have a creative bone in my body." And I'm like, "Well, maybe not for this thing, but you have a creative bone for this thing, you know?" So take that skill, that creativity and that skill that you have over here and just apply it to this thing because
Ah,
creativity is creativity, you know? So I would say start with like a vision board. Like just get old school vision board, grab a bunch of magazines. I mean, you can do it on your computer now. So I like to be tactical. So I like to like cut things and
style.
glue it on a board. It makes me feel happy. But you know, you could just go on Canva or one of those, you know,
Mhm.
and then just image search, like just look for images of like, you know, fashion or go through fashion magazines, clip the picture, put it on your vision board on your Canva, whatever you want to do, and then just start to pin things that you love. Like put things on that vision board that you absolutely love. And don't think about, is it going to fit me? Is it quote unquote age appropriate? Where don't think about where am I going to wear that thing? Just no, don't think just I am only doing this exercise as I'm taking images and style that I love and I'm putting it on my vision board. And
Okay.
don't go crazy, like do it for like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, you know, nothing too wild. And then once you're done, then just you'll look at it and some consistencies will start to appear. You will start to see the consistencies because you'll be like, this is all super random. But when I do this process, I have a class that I do called Discovering Your Authentic Style. And we literally do this hands on and we go through and we find everybody's style. And I see the consistencies. It could be from texture, it could be from lines, it could be from uh colors but I end up finding the consistencies. There's always a vibe. So,
I love that. And I was thinking about it. You had me do that on Pinterest.
mhm,
Like I had already started, and then you were like, "Yep, keep going." And what I found in on my Pinterest board was absolutely a theme. And I actually found that I kept saving the same looks over and over and over and over. And there is this very solid theme. And then you had me do your style assessment, which which aligned with the um, Pinterest board that I did. And even though I didn't feel like I had any sort of style, I discovered that I actually do.
mhm,
And then it came to, okay, now how do we start adding pieces to the wardrobe, to my boutique in order to bring that to life? But you had
mhm.
to have the vision first, right?
Yep. You have to
And
have the vision
then
first. You
we
have
only
to know what you want first.
yeah, we only have like one more minute. So I
Okay.
guess we're going to have to come back
Okay,
to
yes,
talk
I'll
about
come back.
yeah, talk about the next steps of how do we actually make that happen? Because, once you've defined what it looks like, then you've taught me a very strategic process so that you're not just doing like what I was doing, where I'd buy a million different things and nothing went together. And then all I
Right,
have is a bunch more stuff to donate with the tags still on. So we'll come
right.
back and talk about that next time, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, for
Or
sure.
you also have, hold on, you offer tell about yourself. I'm going to drop a couple links, like,
Okay.
if people want to work with you.
So there's a few ways you can work with me. I am going to be starting next month in June, uh, excuse me, a style circle. So I'm doing a monthly Zoom chat where I'm going to be talking about all these kinds of different things. So, um, things like this, like how do I find sales? So I'm going to pick a topic once a month and we're going to talk about that for 30 minutes. I'll do a quick Q&A and it's a totally free style. It's a great way to get like introduced to what I do, how I can help. And then and it'll be a fun interactive chat. And then you can do a discovery session. So you're like, okay, I want to work with you. How do I work with you? You can book a discovery session. It's a free 30-minute session, and we kind of like talk about it. I'll send you some things to fill out first, and then we'll go through the discovery and figure out how I can help you and what kind of help you would like from me. And then she put in all of my fun things that I do online and all over across the internet.
Oh my gosh, it really takes something that seems so nebulous, so out there, like, this effortless style that I see everybody else have that I didn't think I had, you know what I mean? And help me realize that there's intentionality to it, structure. And once you taught me that there's a structure, it makes it so much less scary and you make it fun. So I would definitely, if you book a discovery call with you, you're going to end up with more friends because that seems to be what happens, right? You just, naturally add another friend to the circle. And I'm
Yeah, just
excited.
keep putting another one in, putting another
Yeah,
one in. It's all good, man. I
I
love
love
it.
it. I'm super excited about Style Circle. That's going to be amazing. So,
Yes, yes, I'm very excited to launch that. So,
yeah,
so, so excited.
yeah, okay. That is definitely going to be something I'm going to be a part of, and
Yay!
I cannot wait. So, thank you. I'm going to send everybody, off to their, own fashion journey right now, but we will invite you back very soon to talk about part 2. How do you create? How do you actually go through the process of creating your wardrobe based on your, what you've discovered that you love, maybe after you've done a discovery call with Yvonne. And then we'll see how to go from there, where we can get a great wardrobe without breaking the bank or winding up with a bunch of stuff that we don't need. And we'll even talk about sustainable fashion then too.
Love that. Love that. Yes, yes,
So
yes.
many things to talk about. All right, Yvonne. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching the recording later, thank you for joining us as well. We'll make sure those links are available to you so that you don't miss out just because you're watching a recording, and book your call with Yvonne. And we will see you all very soon in the next Power Shift webinar. Can't remember who we're talking to. Oh, we're talking to Christy Lee.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, with send out cards. So she's going to talk about how you can make gratitude a traditional and a very simple part of your life, and
Love
sending
that.
people gratitude and all that good stuff. So I'm excited about it. So thank you, everybody. We will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
everybody. Bye.